hey, and welcome to the Political Show right here on Active FM, where radio has never been better. I'm your girl Cynthia, but you know you can call me Gix. And with me in studio we have
Gavin Inston.
Pastor Gavin Inston and
The Black Knight.
the Black Knight right here on the Political Show,
Got the black knot.
where Christ politics is.
Hot politics.
Hot politics.
Especially with a black knot.
And this week's Hot Politics, we are diving into Netflix. Ta-da!
Netflix. But I thought this was a
See what
political
you
show.
did.
You
But
sure it's not Netflix?
Ah,
there is a true crime documentary that was released on the 12th of September 2025 called Beauty and the Bester.
I love that
And
name, eh? Beauty and the Bester.
Yeah.
Instead of the Beast.
Yeah. And it is based on the Thabo Bester case, not case. And there was a court hearing. There was a thing in court where they were
Thabo
like,
Bester's on trial.
yes. And they said
And
they basically were
and
trying
my
to
friend
get
is his defense attorney.
yes. We've actually
My
had
Africa
him on
On
the
the
show.
My Africa one
Yes.
Maile.
And yeah, so
So now I'm checking my friend on the news, arguing with a judge and putting arguments and cases, and
so
I love it.
so the case here is that the question we're trying to answer in this conversation that we're gonna have is do you think that the Netflix documentary is going to affect Thabo Bester's case? Pascal, do you wanna go in more detail?
Yeah, well, obviously, as I said, my friend, my Africa wa Maile, he's an advocate there. Our name is Apostle My Africa. There's Advocate My Africa. But he actually, put forward a motion to actually stop the showing of that documentary, with the putting forth the argument that that the documentary is going to affect Thabo Bester's trial, because he said all they'd seen at that stage was the trailer, but that the documentary was going to paint Thabo Bester as guilty. And so the motion was to withhold the documentary until after the trial. The judge ruled against My Africa, and he said that there's no justice, in South Africa. He said that on Facebook. And so obviously the documentary came out. I haven't seen it as yet.
I've
But
seen it.
Gigs, you have.
Yes.
so
I know, because it was no. You know what, Nick? Can I just say, a lot of the documentaries that are on Netflix, even though it's the South African domain or whatever, are not really.
look, I watched the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, we've got the Senzo.
The production quality is good.
Yeah, we've got the Senzo documentary. I don't think there's.
Is there a Senzo one?
Yeah.
No, I want to watch that one.
I haven't watched that one yet. It's actually in my next. I'm gonna watch it next. And then we've got obviously this one, Beauty and the Bester. But a lot of the other documentary are cases that haven't really happened in South Africa. So I was very proud of it.
waiting for AKA's one. Probably there'll be one with AKA.
Probably, you never know.
AK and the AK-47.
Funny.
So yeah, so that is.
So AKA, for people not in South Africa, AKA was taken out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was an AK-47, but it just drums,
Yeah.
But he was taken out
Yeah.
in the streets.
Yeah.
So yes, that's what we're going to be speaking about. It's going to be hot as always. We're going to get our thoughts on the on the whole situation, and also going to speak a bit about what the documentary is about, so that you have context behind.
I think what we can say is that this one we'll call it Thabo and the Bester. No, I mean Beauty and the Bester.
Beauty and the Bester.
So our production team, if you can just name it Beauty and the Bester.
Right here on the Political Show, with Christ Politics.
Is the Political Show.
So we are looking at commenting, reacting, whatever it is, on the true crime documentary Beauty and the Bester, which was released on the 12th of September 2005 this year. 12th of September this year. And the main subjects in this documentary is Thabo Bester and Dr. Nandipa Magudumana. Yes. Thabo Bester is convicted of rape and murder. He was already serving multiple sentences when more serious charges were brought against him. And he's known as the Facebook rapist because he used social media platforms posing as a model agent to lure women. And then Dr. Nandipa is a celebrity doctor, dermatology and stuff. And she's well known. She is well known in South Africa. She enters the story through her relationship with Bester, visiting him in prison, and later being somehow involved in his escape and faked death. Guys, I was following the Thabo Bester case, but I didn't know that this until...
No, I remember this. But the thing is, I don't see how correctional services wasn't involved. You set a cell on fire in a prison, and then you find another body there. You know what I'm saying? How's correctional services not involved? How's the Minister of Correctional Services not been fired? How's he not on trial for negligence?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions.
I mean, no offense, you Americans, you get upset about the Jeffrey Epstein suicide. Okay, and I mean, that would be upsetting until you find how Thabo Bester got out of prison. And his room catches fire, allegedly so he can commit suicide. So you're in the middle of a prison cell. You're able to set your room on fire, and you get burnt to a crisp. But meantime, there's another body there. It's not yours. But for a year, they think you're dead. I mean, my word.
Yeah, no. Like, so.
And how's that whole prison not involved?
No, it's crazy. It's actually quite
And
crazy.
then they blamed the whole thing on an external security company, which in any case was employed by correctional services. And correctional services are the prison wardens and the prison guards in South Africa. It's the Department of Correctional Services.
Yeah. And then who was watching the cameras that day? Because then you would have picked it up. Because in the camera footage that they sent, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but in the camera footage that they sent, you see them, both Thabo Bester and that security guard running. And I mean, if you're watching the security footage and you see people running, surely it's like, why are these guards running? You know? But anyways, so
the cell was on fire.
The key
They're running away to get away from the fire.
The key events and the storyline. So the criminal past and conviction.
Sorry, the main warden of that prison said, "Thabo Bester, we can't keep you. You're fired."
Oh, wow, that's a dad joke. That's a serious dad joke. Anyway, so the Bester had previously been convicted in 2012 for rape and murder, and also for
That's
earlier
minor crimes, eh?
Yeah.
Rape and murder.
Earlier crimes of rape and robbery. There's a background on how he used social media to lure women. So they speak about that in the thing. And then from there, so he's in jail because of that. All right?
For life, eh?
For life. He's serving life. And then what happens...
Never going to see the light of day.
Is that in May 2022, a fire broke out in his cell in Mangaung Correctional Center, and officials claimed Bester had died in that fire. But an autopsy...
So now correctional services weren't involved in this, eh?
But an autopsy...
I mean, surely, like you're the MEC in the province of correctional services, and a fire breaks out and kills the inmate, the prisoner. I mean... Surely you should be hauled in front of the legislature and asked, like, excuse me, how does this happen? Eh?
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
That's a much worse thing than Jeffrey Epstein hanging himself with a paper sheet.
Yeah, so the autopsy later revealed that his body, but that the body wasn't his, and it belonged to someone else, raising questions about how the escape or fake death was orchestrated.
Yeah, no, correctional services was definitely not involved, eh?
Because, I mean,
how do you get the body in there in the first place?
That was also another you need to watch this document. I'm not trying to promote Netflix or anything, but this documentary was...
Yeah. Well, I just remember the story. Yes. I need to watch it too.
It's very interesting. I was shocked. I sat there and I'm like, wow. Like, Nandipa and Bester were they actually likened them to Bonnie and Clyde.
No, Bonnie and Clyde were on their own.
But anyways.
I mean, Okay, let's just go to the story
Yes,
because
and then
I think people are going to realize there's no ways they did this on their own.
And then investigation and suspicion. So authorities and media start piecing together discrepancy, like the body identification, injuries inconsistent with the fire by death. So
Now notice-
basically, the autopsy
Now they say
showed-
authorities. Which authorities?
So what they brought in a specific group
Who's
of
they?
people to, I think it was the
This was after there were pictures of the guy in a shopping center in the north of Johannesburg.
So
Was it at the Mall of Africa or something?
it was somewhere in because
So
she lived in
someone-
Hyde Park. They were staying in Hyde Park.
Yes,
Her
but
mansion
someone
is in
takes a
Hyde Park.
photo of her,
Yes, because they're a fan of
and
her.
then someone else looks at the picture and says, "Hey, that looks like Thabo Bester."
Exactly. But basically, when you look at the
Sorry, guys.
autopsy,
Americans, you can't stop complaining about your country. Just come here. I can't see this happening in America.
so
Can you?
the autopsy showed that this person, the body that was identified, actually died by a head force trauma, not by.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
abducted the oak, they killed the guy,
Uh,
chuck him in the cell, set the cell on fire. Oh no, Tabo's dead.
yeah. So what's this? That's when now Nandipa's involvement becomes more scrutinized because she went to go claim the body as Thabo Bester when it was revealed that he had died because she was his customary wife. At the same time, she was in a civil marriage with another man and has 2 daughters with this man.
I'm glad I'm not that guy. I'd be upset, guys, if that was my wife.
Right? And then what's
But
this?
how stupid is she?
Yeah, so if you look at the whole documentary, people are trying to ask I don't understand why people are asking this question. Is she a victim or is she part of it? She can't be a victim.
They set fire to a prison cell.
Anyways,
I mean, how much? She was like a regular PA or maybe even the CEO of the whole operation, project manager, whatever you want to call it. I mean,
COO.
you're not going to be a victim and do all that stuff.
Yeah,
And that guy's in prison and you're outside the prison.
yeah.
How can you be a victim?
Anyway, so after faking death and escaping, Bester allegedly lived under an alias in Joburg, in Johannesburg, and together with Nandipa, they ran fraudulent business schemes. And then they were eventually arrested.
Did anyone ask her husband if he thinks she's a victim?
I doubt it. What's this? Eventually, because I know she filed for bail after they got caught. In 2023, she filed for bail, and one of the things they said is that there's been no communication between her and her kids and her husband. So they did. Well, that's one of the reasons they didn't grant bail, because they're like, if the family doesn't think that she needs. Yeah, anyways, but eventually they were arrested. So now what happens? This was my favorite part of the documentary, right? Is that picture is sent, and they realize that wait,
That's Thabo.
this man is not dead,
The,
right?
that guy should look a bit more crispy.
This
He
man
should
is
look a
not
lot more
dead.
like coal, burnt coal.
And obviously, word gets out there that
Isn't that Thabo Bester?
word gets out there that okay, Thabo Bester is alive. Nandipa has been involved in this thing. So now she's calling her family, she's calling her business partner, saying that you guys need to get out of Joburg. They're coming after you. You're going to get killed and whatever. She forsakes her children. That time, her children are not like teenagers and stuff. They're like toddlers. She leaves them at school, runs away with Thabo Bester. And for months, I think it was like 5 months,
They didn't know where
over
they were.
5 months, they are trying to find these people. And then they are arrested in Tanzania in April 2023 because basically they involved Interpol and stuff, and their faces were obviously everywhere and things like that. And then they realized they tracked their communication and things like that and found out that they were going to a specific border between Tanzania and what's on the top?
I'd have to look at a map. I
Yes,
can't remember.
that one.
Is
right?
it Ethiopia?
I think so,
It
yeah.
is Ethiopia.
So they basically put
Just for people in
a
America,
stop.
hey. Tanzania and Ethiopia are very far from South Africa.
Yes,
Very
it's not.
You're going to drive for about 2 weeks from South Africa to get there,
Yes.
like literally.
Yeah. And so eventually they put
This
a
is-
roadblock.
This is I think the biggest continent in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Land size
It
was.
is. and they put a roadblock there, and they stopped every single car, and the officers were actually smart, because instead of asking people to show IDs and stuff, obviously they did that. They called out the names of the people, of Thabo Bester and Nandipa. So when they had said out loud their names, they were shocked, and they realized that these are the people. Because they obviously, if you know Tanzania is the way that they dress and things like that, Muslim and things, so they have coverings over their faces and stuff. So it's not easy to recognize a person, a fugitive, especially if they're on
Sorry,
the run.
Black Knight, it's Uganda and Kenya.
Is it, Uganda? Yeah, so it's going to Kenya.
Yeah.
They were going to Kenya.
They were going to Kenya, yeah.
Yeah. And and that's how they got caught. And so the fifth part of it is about legal battles and public controversy. Before the documentary was released, Bester and Nandipa tried to block it via court, alleging defamation and unfair trial rights. Their attempt failed. The series also explored how the case stirred public interest, media coverage, victims' perspectives, and the questions around accountability in the prison and justice
Sorry, who's
system.
debating? Are they debating in the documentary whether she's a victim?
No. Like the reactions, social media reactions, and in the they mention it a bit in the
I mean, come on, man.
they mention it a bit in the documentary.
You're really going overboard with feminism to come with that garbage.
But you know what the funny thing is?
I mean, seriously, ask her husband. If I was her husband, you tell me, is she a victim? I'll be so mad at you.
So basically, in the last part of it's 3 episodes, about almost an hour, just under an hour each. And in the last episode, they basically speaking about this. Is she a victim? Is she, part of it and whatever? And then after they get caught, there's actually video footage. It's so funny. Of them in court. They haven't seen each other since they've been arrested. And she's sitting and he walks in. She turns to him and smiles. And you can see that there's affection and whatever. And people are like, there's definitely no way that she was a victim in this situation.
No, I mean, come on.
No way.
And they're both wearing white.
How many
Yes.
They like matching. It's like couple
goals.
goals.
How many prison authorities did she seduce to get this plan set up?
Yeah, true.
I'm just like, guys, like what level of,
I like the question here. How did the prison authorities, correctional services, and legal mechanisms respond or fail to how's the body misidentified?
Do you understand? Like, you obviously
Didn't
gonna
you say
take
how tall is Thabo Bester?
170 centimeters,
So he's 1.7 and this body was
145.
so 15 centimeters shorter.
Yeah.
So that's like the prison cell burns and you say, right, I died. And then the next thing you find Black Knight's burnt body.
Like, this
And
is
then,
Pastor Kevin.
this is
Pastor Kevin. Here's Pastor.
Because I'm sure, I'm sure there's
15 centimeters
procedures.
is a lot, eh?
It's a
Yeah, I'm sure there's procedures in place that, okay, there's an
No,
inmate that died,
there's-
and let's find out that it's the actual inmate that died, because the person burned.
Well, why isn't there a judicial commission of inquiry to understand how does a fire start in a prison cell?
Yeah,
And only one person dies.
because he was the only one in the cell.
Yeah, but
It was a
fires-
contained fire.
Yeah, fire spread.
It was a contained fire because his cell.
I mean, if it's just
was-
a spontaneous, it's gonna go to other
True.
rooms.
Because is there any evidence
Okay.
that he smokes or anything like that?
No, he was
Ah.
he brought.
Yeah, but
in-
even if you smoke,
At least you'd have
if
that
it's
as
in a
an
prison,
excuse.
yeah, if you've been in a prison cell,
Yeah, but
haven't you?
yeah, you'd have
You've
that
seen.
as an excuse. Because you can
The
make
blankets
fire.
burn.
You can make fire, but like at least if you smoke, that would be an excuse of.
But I mean, didn't
you
the whole room burn?
always smoke.
the whole room burned.
The whole
Yeah,
room.
no,
How do you
that's
set the whole prison room
that's
on
what I'm
fire?
saying. No, that's
I mean,
why.
even the bricks and the walls and that, they're not just gonna catch fire.
Okay, he must have.
Like the blankets can burn, and then once the blankets are burnt,
So what
I mean,
the
there's
thing
not
is,
even a
the
carpet on
person
the floor
went
there.
under the bed and started the fire from under the bed, and he remained there.
No,
He started
he
the fire
obviously-
from
No,
under
if
the
he
bed.
burns the whole cell, then he must have had petrol with him, something to burn.
yeah,
up
but you'd
the
have to have a
whole
lot of
place.
petrol.
Yeah, definitely. But hence why we we suggesting that it's
No.
it was
Anyway, so
planned.
the question here that we're trying to
sorry,
answer.
No, I'm not trying to be funny. But isn't it mandatory if a prisoner dies to do an autopsy and to confirm who the identity of the person
Exactly.
and to use dental records and all sorts of things to identify the body, especially if they've been burnt beyond recognition?
Exactly.
But the guy's 15 centimeters shorter.
I just want to ask, what was happening in South Africa when, like with the parliament and stuff? Because when these
2022 from 20
when such things happen, you must know
2018
these
and
guys are hiding
2023.
stuff. Because
No,
that's
no.
like a weird.
No, but I'm saying they must have had a lot of support from a lot of.
Yeah,
officials.
definitely.
I mean,
'cause
they
it
had the
made
money.
news.
If you're going
They
to,
had the money,
if you're
and
going
one of
to,
the schemes.
have you ever visited a prison?
No.
My goodness, like you might think this is like everything now, but go visit a prison and see how impossible. This is like impossible. I'm telling you, Jeffrey Epstein. That's for sure what the authorities are saying is true in comparison to this. Now, I don't believe that the Epstein story. Don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying is that's much more plausible than this story. I mean, how did anyone? Can you imagine how you sitting there now? You're the head of that facility. Okay, then maybe you're the district commissioner of this stuff. So you got a couple of prisoners under you, or maybe the provincial guy or girl, whatever they were. And then you hear this one cell caught alight and the committed suicide by putting himself under the bed and burning himself to death. I mean, come on. Come on.
Yes, and additional charges. Yes. Yeah. So if we look at, I think some of the charges basically that he has for him, and newer charges are, so we know about the rape, murder, fraud, obviously, violation of a body and corpse. What's this?
But I am going to ask, how's he on trial alone for that? How's he on trial alone for that?
No, isn't it with Nandipa?
Yeah, but who else is on trial?
Just the
she's
two of
on
them.
for
I
that
think
too.
the father also. In the
Which-
documentary, Nandipa's father.
No,
In the-
no, sorry.
In the documentary.
Where's the people from correctional services?
Oh no.
Where's the people from a security company? Where's that guard that had the GS4 uniform running? Where are all these people?
Do you understand?
I mean,
yeah. So,
so what? So she hit that boy.
no, I don't know because
No. I mean,
she went to some, what's this thing place where the corpse are? She went to a morgue and then identified. And you know what the crazy thing is? This was the second body she identified. Earlier that year, or a few, I think, earlier, she had identified another person as her dad.
What?
Right? It wasn't her dad. She identified this man, and then they think that the plan was supposed to be earlier, but it didn't work out earlier. So she had already identified that corpse, and then she buried.
for another.
Like you can't use it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. She
Take
buried both
another
of
one.
these people, but when they excavated to remove the graves and whatever, they found in one a bunch of meat.
What?
She filled the coffin with
no,
meat.
So she's a victim. Eh?
And then-
saying.
And
She's a
then
victim.
in the other, I'm obviously just explaining like
Yeah.
parts.
What?
In the other coffin, she put in maize,
Maize.
like 12.5 kg of millimil. She put.
I don't know if she's a victim. This guy must be using strong muti.
No, guys,
This is
it's
strong
crazy.
motive for
what
someone
she
to
did.
be
Did she not
controlled like
convince him
this?
she can do this?
I don't know what
Is
conversations
she-
they were
yeah,
having.
but the thing is, how do you take a corpse into a prison cell?
Yeah.
The corpse was put in a cabinet that was delivered to the prison cell.
Nah, man.
I think.
Sorry, where the prison guard's going to take a cabinet into your cell?
What is it doing?
No. The corpse was delivered to the
Listen,
prison.
I've visited.
The
I've
cabinet.
visited people in prison for ministry's sake, and when I've gone with my wife, I always have to take a packet with stuff, and you have to buy it at the prison with stuff that you give them.
You can't
So on your way in,
They didn't check the
as
van
part of
properly.
the, hey,
They didn't check. That's what they say. They didn't check the van properly.
no,
I
man,
feel
come on.
like she's
So-
begging
no,
them
no,
out.
I'm not. I'm
No,
just
you haven't been inside a prison. Gigs, it's not going to happen. Eh?
I'm saying, I'm agreeing with you guys. I'm saying that
And
It
where
was
do you,
so
where
dumb.
do you get your own cabinet in your prison cell?
Like,
Does that
how
happen?
How does that even come in there? Like,
No,
you
no,
can't-
no,
I
do they-
understand what
do
you're
they
saying.
allow-
You can't
do-
even bring food.
No, but do they allow you to get your own cabinet?
No, definitely not.
He was doing video conference calls.
No, I understand, but without correctional services.
It was
And
definitely
because
with
also
correctional.
that you have the guards
And I mean, there's
who
an-
give you phones and stuff like that. Who
Yeah,
actually know
yeah, but
who has
but a
phones.
cabinet. they're gonna allow you to have a cabinet in your. I mean, an ordinary prison guard or prison warden, whatever. Are they gonna be able to get a cabinet into your cell?
Definitely.
Not even the guards. You're gonna have to have the head honchos of the prison involved with stuff like this.
Definitely.
Yeah. So he
And then why are the authorities not asking them questions after all of this nonsense comes out?
the justice system. Yeah, so obviously violation of a body. So they don't really mention how where he died, and they do mention that his family was looking for him. He went missing, and then she obviously went in and
He was identified as Thabo Bester. That's how you find out that your family member
Can you
died.
imagine that?
Yeah.
Is very
No, that's
traumatic.
traumatic.
Yeah. So another thing is corruption, arson. Then what's this? Obviously for Namdepa, assistant and inmates.
But
to
but
escape
where's these prison
custody.
guards and officials that they bribed? I mean, surely if you've got evidence to nail the officials, surely you've got the officials.
Yeah.
Because what I'm going to ask you is, which is the bigger crime? The prison officials or these two? For me, the prison officials is a much bigger crime.
True.
Where are they?
That's
Exactly. Yeah, and then defeating the ends of justice. And then here they mention the murder charge was dropped, but I think after this, and then we can answer the main question and stuff like that. But the murder charge was dropped because of there wasn't enough evidence to prove. But then in the documentary, they actually interview the couple that ran the hotel that he was in because that he stayed in, where the woman's body was found dead and things, and she actually speaks about
Which
the
woman?
events. The woman that he killed.
Oh, Thabo.
Yeah, the woman that Thabo Bester
Yeah.
killed, and stuff. So now, looking at that, in light of that, obviously the murder charge was dropped because there wasn't enough evidence. But now, in this documentary, the people who were staying at the B&B and whatever, who own the B&B and stuff like that, speak about the events that led to them finding her body dead and things. They can identify, they can prove that he was here with her, and all of these things. Do you think this documentary will affect the case, Thabo Bester case?
I don't know, but it shouldn't because it's a judge. But so I don't know, but I've got a much bigger question. I mean, surely there should be a lot of people in that court because it's the same as this Mkonazi testimony that happened last week. Over the allegations that he's made against the Minister of Police, the National Commissioner of Police, the National Deputy Commissioner of Police, the Gauteng Commissioner of Police, and all of these people, and Parliament, and the presidency, and big business, and gangsters, and all sorts of people. These officials and that, isn't this close to treason? How in the world can this happen in our prisons? And I don't see anything. Is there a trial for that? Is there a trial?
Not that we know of.
Why are the officials from correctional services not on trial yet? How does a dead body come into a prison? And they never check the cabinet. That's too convenient.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times do the guys not search? I've never been to a prison and there's no search.
And what inmate?
Are the guys slackly with the searches?
No. What inmate gets a whole cabinet in their cell?
I mean, you
Like, who are
you can
you?
smuggle in a cell phone. You can smuggle in some drugs.
But it has to be in your body for that.
Yeah,
How can you get a whole?
but I mean, I can see a guard coming and slipping you a phone,
yeah, that,
and you give him some cash.
that happens.
Yes, no, that I can see. How do you get a cabinet in there?
Yeah, that's the interesting part.
So I can understand the guy being in conference calls because I'm sure God could get him a laptop,
Yeah,
but a cabinet with a dead body.
Yeah.
A laptop and internet.
From outside the prison, you take it into a prison cell and put it there.
And you can probably feel this thing is
And
heavy.
now you set the oak on fire, right? You said, okay. How do you get out your cell?
Yeah.
Okay, what's her name? Nandipa. She can't get him out the cell. Okay,
So
guys. South Africa.
It's very interesting.
Well, I don't know. This is actually quite shocking. I'll need to watch that documentary.
yeah, no, it's a very interesting documentary, and yeah, I also don't think that this documentary, if you look at the case against him, just looking at the charges and just looking at the scheme, and obviously he didn't do this alone. He definitely didn't do it. There's more people involved.
He didn't just do it with Nandipa.
Yeah, they didn't. It wasn't just the both of them. And the fact that
Okay,
he was found in Tanzania. My problem is he was found. They could not find him in South Africa. Being on the run. Already first, he was walking around the streets of Joburg, Hyde Park, freely. And then...
He was in Hyde Park without hiding.
Do you understand? And then when he realized that, oh, shucks, they've caught us, he was still in South Africa for quite some time before they left, and they couldn't find, and he was only found... How many countries? Let's look at that the continent again. How many countries are in what's this? There's
Doesn't
no ways, guys.
Tanzania border the top of Mozambique? Where's your map?
You have Zimbabwe, you have Mozambique.
But you got Mozambique. But so part of the top, it's you either got to go through Zimbabwe or Mozambique.
Yeah.
To get to Tanzania.
You have
and Mozambique's quite a big country too. Eh?
You have to go through Zimbabwe.
Yeah. I think you probably get there through Mozambique as well, because it goes to the coast.
I think so too. So you go...
Yeah, it's north of...
Yes, if you go this side,
you go to
you're going to Mozambique.
If you go through Zimbabwe... if you go through Zimbabwe, you've got to go through Zambia.
Zambia.
And there's even Malawi stuck in there.
So you're looking at... If we include Lesotho and
that's probably 5 times the distance.
Yeah.
From Joburg to there is probably and they were arrested in the north, near Kenya.
Yeah.
So there's probably more than 5 times the distance between Joburg and Cape Town. Joburg and Cape Town are 1,600 kilometers apart. You could easily be talking 10,000 k's. I don't know.
That's where my
7,000
problem
k's.
is.
I mean, Tanzania is in Central Africa. And as I said, this is a big continent. You know when you fly to Europe, most of your flying times over Africa. I think the last hour or so you're over Europe. And that's to get to like the UK, which is north.
Yeah. So what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts. So if you have a look at when they brought the woman before Jesus, and they said, Jesus, this woman's been caught in the act of adultery. You know what the law of Moses says, she should be stoned to death. What do you say? Some people speculate that when Jesus bent down and he wrote in the sand, that he might have been writing, where's the man? So in this, I'm asking, where's the man? The man not being a man now. Where's correctional services? Where are other government officials? Where are the authorities that handle the morgue? I mean, she probably, that's the only thing, she probably went to the mortuary and handed the oak $500, and then they gave her the body.
But she still signed her name.
Yeah, she signs her name and identifies the body. But the oak knows it's not her body, but she gives him $500, or maybe 5,000.
Or maybe. I'm obviously agreeing with you guys. I'm just being the
feminist.
Maybe they thought that her life is hectic. First she identified her father. Now she's identifying her brother's friend. This is hectic,
Cynthia should just be their PR. That's what I'm thinking.
She will spin
all of this.
I'm going to speak to Advocate My Africa because I think he must get you as one of the investigators on this case. Maybe you'll get some good cash and you can come back here and tithe. If you get good cash out of the thing, and then you can come here and tithe.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, so
that was a joke, guys.
No, yes, definitely. Just joke.
It's on record.
It's a joke. What's this? Black Knight, what are your final thoughts?
I think it's not even important if which I believe it might affect, but it's only affecting it to a direction that it's already going to. So that's what I think this documentary will do. But I don't think it, even if it was played after, it was gonna change much from all. This guy was already
In
what's
jail
that
for
term?
life.
Yes, he was already in jail. So what are we trying to prove? So for me, it's like, so
Yeah, for me, this is where's the accomplices.
Yeah.
but definitely,
You can put her on trial.
yeah,
Okay, you can just somehow slap another 5 life sentences onto him. You can put her on trial, but where's the accomplices?
Yeah. I think for me the
There's a
biggest
cover-up here.
thing the biggest thing that this documentary shows is the injustice system in
Yeah.
our
No.
country.
Giggs has taken on my term, the injustice.
Yes.
So we've got the Minister of Injustice.
Yes. The injustice system in South Africa is what it's not going to affect his case. His case was already going in whatever direction. It's that, shucks, this is what we can get away with in our nation. This is crazy. In Ecclesiastes 12 verse 14 it says, "For God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether it is good or evil."
So many here in South Africa, you might be thinking that, because of the injustice system, and because police is not the police enforcement, it's a police service. So you might be thinking you can get away with a crime, but every crime, the truth about every crime will come to fruition, and the likelihood of you getting away with a crime for your whole lifetime is not good. You're probably going to face the music somewhere along the line. However, at the same time, even if you do get away with it, it catches up with you in the end. Remember, you're going to face your maker one day, and he's going to hold you to account for everything that you've done in your life. So keep on the straight and narrow.
Yes, this has been an amazing show. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We've obviously given you our thoughts. Let us know yours right here on The Political Show on Active FM, where radio has never been better. I'm your girl Cynthia, but you can call me Giggs. And with me in studio we've had
Gavin Instant.
Pastor Gavin Inslin and
the Black
the
Knight.
Black Knight right here on The Political Show, where Christ politics is
Hot politics.
hot politics.